founder, owner of Ohio Spartan Elite, and Clips Barbershop. We're here live in the shop, which opens up tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. You guys want to support this. Another great person in our community doing something great, working with our youth, putting together a beautiful business. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys check this out. Stay tuned. If you're watching this by replay, thank you guys for being here. Stay tuned. Stay in the room. Everybody make sure you share this broadcast. Comment, like it, love it. Say something about it, okay? And shout out to my man G. Bush. I got the barbershop clothing on from my man G. Bush. Shout out to him. We'll make sure we put in the comments how you guys can purchase this barbershop merch from my man G. Bush. We're co-hosting the McKinley games. If you guys saw us at the football games, we'll be doing more next year, so make sure you guys check us out. Again, shout out to my man G. Bush and the barbershop. This was a sponsorship. You know what I'm saying? People sponsoring the show. And I got some good news about a new sponsorship that could benefit you. So we'll talk more about that as we go. My man, welcome to the show, my man. How you feeling, man? Man, I'm doing good, man. We excited. We got a little music playing. What's up? What's up? I see you guys coming in. Dana Hughes, welcome from LinkedIn. Glad to have you. You guys, it's shopfifthmerch.com. If you want to check out G. Bush, Keisha Warren, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. We're glad to have you guys. You guys come into the room. Let us know you're here. Tyler Thatcher, my man. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Young Coach Thatch, right? Young Coach Tyler Thatcher. Shout out to you, Daisha Lilly. Welcome to the show. We're excited about today. This is our second time on site. We're live on site. We bring the show here. Like this is the production. We got it here in the building. We're making it happen today. We're excited to have you guys. Say hello as you guys come in. I see you guys. My lovely wife, Corinne Marie Tyndale. Welcome to the show, sweetie. Thank you for being here. Monica, Mike, glad to have you. Michaela Gibson, hello, hello. Praying for your mom, Michaela. Thanks for being here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We see you. BBC Youngstown, shout out in the building. We got to talk about that. That's somebody special there, right? That's somebody special. All right, the camera just blurred a little bit. Hope you guys can see us. Amanda, you might have, our producer's here, so I don't know if she can see it from her end. Oh, it just cleared up. You know, things happen. It's a live show. Kev, you got to see what things are like behind the scenes, right?
For sure. Crazy.
People don't know. I swear, I tell people all the time. I'm like, anybody can do a show. Anybody can just push go live. I'm like, I don't have a monopoly on the game. I'm like, anybody can just hit go live. Like, I'm not, like, don't feel like if you're not on my show, you can't do something. You can have a show. I can support you in having a show. If you need a producer to do a show, Amanda's producing other shows. She got her own podcast. She's about to be working with some new people. I just hope she don't get her time mixed up, but shout out to Duke's Multimedia. Appreciate her for everything she does. She's here with us tonight. So Kev, my man, it's a lot of people showing love. Chuck Boone, shout out to you. Doing the shop thing. We got to connect. We're going to do the shop thing as well, my man. See, I'm practicing. I got it. We're going to work it out. So how you feeling today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I gotta watch my volume because I'm loud. You see, I just talk loud for no reason. Amanda gonna make sure we sound balanced. Y'all let us know. Bianca, what's up? So it's a lot of people excited about what you've done in the community with these young men. And you guys got cheerleaders too, right?
We had cheerleaders last year due to the COVID.
Oh,
it didn't happen this year.
You got to limit it.
Yep. So last year we had cheerleaders and Lady Spartans. Yep. Next year, hopefully, when COVID clears up and everything is safe, we can bring them back. So
I loved it.
Yeah.
So this year you guys were able to navigate a football season in the midst of COVID. Tell us a little bit about Ohio Spartan Elite. To anybody who doesn't know what it's about, we're here in Canton, Ohio. Tell us what exactly is it? What age groups? What can people, if they don't know anything about it, let them know.
Well, we're a youth travel football organization based out of Canton, Ohio, established 3 years ago. We go from ages 5 all the way up to 12. We usually travel around for the preseason and play interstate games during the season, postseason. We try to make it down to Florida for nationals. That's what we're in the midst of doing right now. So,
okay.
But pretty much we're just a youth football organization trying to teach these kids, life lessons through the game of football and try to show them, it's just more than football. We're big with the Spartans on grades and being a student athlete. You know what I'm saying? Student is first, athlete is second.
Yep.
So
I love it.
That's a little bit about us.
And you said what age groups is it for the young men?
We started 5 years old all the way up until 11. Now, mind you, a 5-year-old won't be playing with an 11-year-old. It's usually we have, like this year, we have a 7-year-old team. So that's our 5-year-olds, our 6-year-olds, and our 7-year-olds all combined in one team. Then we have a strictly 8-year-old team. Shout out to the zoo. We have a straight 8-year-old team. Then we have
call it the zoo.
The zoo.
Shout out to the zoo. Shout out to the zoo. The 8-year-old team. Any young man who's on the zoo? Name some of the players, just so the parents can see it. We want to show some love.
We got Tim Pridgeon.
Shout out to young Tim Pridgeon. First of all, that was a good name to start with. My nephew. Shout out to the young nephew, young Tim Pridgeon. Shout out to him.
We got little AD, little Addis.
Okay,
pretty good kid. We got Josiah. We got Big JoJo. We got Daniel.
The zoo, they celebrating out here. Shout out to the zoo.
We got a lot of them.
We got a lot of them. Shout out to the zoo squad, 8U squad, 8U. Is that what it is? Shout out to the zoo squad, 8U squad. I think they need a rap or something. You know, I'm not gonna do it, but somebody out there put together the 8U squad, zoo squad rap. All right, for them. So
then we got the 10-year-old. That's the Goon Squad.
Okay.
Then
Straight goons.
Yeah. Then we had the 11-year-old. They're the OGs. Those are the kids that started the organization. My son's on that team. Trey Quincy, John Johnson. A couple of those kids were the founding kids that I started out with. We originally started this program with 21 kids in our first year.
Wow. How many years ago?
3 years ago.
And how many kids is it now?
We're up to this year. Our numbers were at least 125 kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
To grow by 100 kids in just a couple years in the city where nothing good is happening. What everybody try to say that, right? But it's a lot of good stuff happening, and you're a part of that change and a part of making it happen. So over 100 kids now involved, all these different age groups. Okay, so help us understand how you grew this thing. First of all, I remember, now me and Kev go way back. I remember him starting this, and I'm like, you starting a team? He like, yeah, but really it's teams, and it's gonna be more than this. And it's like, who does that? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, it's going to just blend in with the stuff that's already going on. No, we're trying to do something different. We're trying to get these kids out of here. Where did the vision come from?
Most of us know we live in Canton. They built a new Hall of Fame fields up there. It was tournaments coming to Canton year after year after year for the youth, and none of our kids were in it.
Wow.
So one year, after we finished winning the championship with the Bills, shout out to Coach Wu. His staff, he let me be a part of his staff and learn a lot from him.
Okay.
So Coach Shalimar Gilmer.
Yeah, shout out to Wu.
So I was under his staff, and I coached the JV team after the season was over with. My son was on that team. Like I said, the founding kids, Trey Quincy, John Johnson, and a couple other kids.
Yeah.
I wanted to put a team in that tournament. So with the blessing of RC, he let me use equipment. We ended up getting in the tournament, doing really, really well. And when I was in that tournament, I just realized, like, I seen kids coming from Georgia, I seen kids coming from New York, I seen kids coming from St. Louis.
Coming to
Canton, Ohio.
Canton, Ohio.
Yeah,
coming to was that after they built the new fields?
Yes.
Or without? Okay,
Yes,
so they built new fields. For those of you who don't know, in Canton, Ohio, Pro Football Hall of Fame city, they want to bring youth sports here, not just football, soccer, lacrosse,
everything.
They got how many? I mean, it's 6,
right now
8?
it's about 5 fields up there, and they expect it to be about 8.
Right.
Plus a new indoor facility too, so it's gonna be nice.
That's crazy. I didn't know we was getting a new indoor. I seen Math have one. I was a little jealous, but they're bringing it here to Canton, Ohio. And they were doing youth sports. We have amazing history in sports here in Canton, Ohio. But you saw a void, and you said our kids are playing great football here, our youth,
right?
But they're not getting into these national travel tournaments.
For sure. And that's one thing I wanted to do. I feel like we got some good athletes around here, some of the best.
Right.
All the pro guys that paved the way for him, Mike Doss, Kenny Peterson, shout out to those guys. They paved the way for our youth.
Yeah.
Those are guys that were a little bit older than me coming up, and I wanted to get those kids back, our kids back to that kind of, hard-nosed youth football. So start taking kids traveling. As to date, we've taken kids to West Virginia, Tennessee, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Florida last year.
That's big.
So yeah, we've been to a couple places. This year we've been to Indiana, Kentucky. Been up to Cleveland for our state playoff games that we're in right now. We play our league out of Cleveland also. So we play a lot of Cleveland, Akron, Youngstown teams.
Yep. So you guys have been multiple states this year, even in the middle of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
How many kids are traveling with you guys when you guys go?
The whole organization for the most part. So that's over 150, 120 kids.
115, 120 kids. How many coaches? How many support staff?
Probably about I want to say about 26 coaches.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my coaching staff.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy that you say that, like traveling during the pandemic with all those kids, but it's just safety precautions.
Yeah.
If you do it the right way, you can pull it off. And that was one thing that we wanted to do this year. We took importance on, especially with the temperature, everything that was going on in the community, with the racial issues and everything. Yeah. COVID, kids stuck in the house.
It was hurting.
Yeah, it was hurting.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I felt like we had to do something.
I love it.
We had to get them out of the house. We had to do something. So we put together a plan at the Spartans, for safety precautions and, how to, take care of themselves. And we got to traveling and we made it happen. To date, none of our kids have caught COVID. Yes, we've had a few colds and we had a couple scares.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everything has been pretty good. No one's caught COVID, and everybody's been good. And we plan on heading down to Florida and keeping that luck going.
That's big. And ladies and gentlemen who are watching right now, we want to talk about this, and we're going to talk about it now and throughout. There's a lot of people in the community who want to see our youth do better. We want to see them have opportunity. People realize if they've studied anything at all, they realize that a lot of inner city youth become stuck in their environment because they've never seen anything else.
Yes, for sure.
They assume that there's no more to life than what's going on in a 5 to 10 mile radius from kids in Canton, Madison, Stark County to South Central Los Angeles. I mean, there's people there who say, Crips and Bloods who say, I've never seen outside of my block. That's my gas station. That's our only spot we shop at. That's the liquor store. That's the gun store. And that's all they know.
For sure.
So to take kids outside the community is a big deal. And we're going to put up some information, ladies and gentlemen, of how you can sponsor some of these youth as they travel. There's a lot of parents who are doing the best they can to keep their kids involved, keep their kids out of the streets. That's what we all want to see. We want to see them grow up to become successful young people. Shout out to Kyle Stone, a young man from our community who is now a Stark County prosecutor. We want to see young men and women from Canton, Ohio grow up to do big things in our community and outside of our community, but it starts with the support we give them and things like this. So we're going to give information out today how you can support a child as they travel to Florida this year. Kev, talk to us about the importance of kids getting outside their community and what's it like when you see them riding, flying. What are they like? What is that like for them?
It's crazy. When I was doing the Spartans, when I started it, I did my business plan and doing a lot of research. It's like the numbers are in like the 80 or 90 percentile that kids that travel at a younger age are more than likely to succeed in college in the future. And that's because they're well cultured. They see different stuff. They're around different people. They're just not used to that. Like you say, that one area, that one block in their own city that they don't understand how this person thinks and that person thinks. They think outside the box. Yep. So for me to be able to see some of these kids get on an airplane and they've never been, mind you, 20, 30 miles up and down the road.
Let alone on a plane.
Right, let alone on a plane. It
right.
blows your mind, it warms your heart. It's crazy. And then just to know, like, these kids, some of these kids is always going to remember me from that.
For sure.
I can be 60, 70 years old.
Right. What do they call you? Coach Kev?
Coach
Kev.
Yeah.
I thought so. Coach Kev. Yeah.
So, some of these kids going to see me years from now, just like myself. And that's one thing that I want to bring back also. I got coaches that when I see them to this day, they still coach.
Yeah.
No matter, I don't play sports. No
right. I feel the same way.
As soon as I see them, it's, Coach Harrison, shout out to him.
Shout out to Coach Harrison.
I see Coach Coach Quincy. I see those guys and this coach. How you doing? How you doing, Coach? It's just a respect thing, and I want our kids to be the same way. When they address our coaches, I want them to say "Coach," not "Hey," your last name.
Right.
That's just something out of respect. That's something we try to instill in our kids.
I love it. It's a big deal. And when you and I were talking about traveling outside, and I said I had never traveled outside of our state until I was 16, 17 years old in McKinley football. We went to Edinburgh, Pennsylvania, to a college campus to have football camp. And I'm literally on the bus thinking, I don't know where the rest of these kids have been. And a lot of them were inner city kids. Maybe they had traveled, maybe they didn't. But I was thinking literally for the first time in my life, I'm almost 18 years old. And it's my first time crossing state lines on a bus just to go to football camp. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this is crazy. So sports has an opportunity to take us outside of the places
for sure
that we know.
And it builds relationships with a lot of these kids. Just like I said, they'll remember me. A lot of these kids you've seen, they come from different backgrounds. Like we have kids from Massillon, we have kids from Canton, we have kids from Barberton, Akron. I've had kids from Alliance play for me. And these kids, they build bonds, they build friendships, to where you can see a kid that you can tell the background he comes from becomes friends with a kid that's completely opposite of him.
Wow.
And it's crazy to see that, And that just goes back to, again, what's going on in the world today with racism. That stuff is, it's crazy when you see kids that don't even pay
They don't
attention.
know any better.
They don't know any better.
Racism is taught.
Right, for sure.
Right.
And you see that being firsthand with the kids. So
that's big. I love that aspect as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you guys know before we go any further, make sure you guys are sharing this broadcast. If you're watching, especially some of the House Spartan Elite parents, I see you guys on here. Shout out to Trish. Shout out to others who are on here. Amber, Nicole, some other parents who have jumped in. Shout out to all of you. I know Miss Brittany Ball, the first lady of the House Spartan Elite. I don't know if that's her official title, but that's what I always think of. I see her. Shout out to her.
She runs the organization for real. I'm just the face. I'm just the guy that smiles and shake hands, and everybody blames me for stuff. She really runs everything, though, for real.
She's the lady behind the scenes. We're going to talk about her in just a minute. It's always nice. Anytime you watch a movie, there's always this love story. It don't matter what the movie's about. It can be like, this is total action, and it's Terminator, and it's a love story. It's like, how did that happen, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit, about the woman behind the scenes, his beautiful wife, Miss Brittany Bonner. Shout out to her and their recent marriage and their family and what they've built. And they've been together since high school, and I've known them for a long time and have so much love and respect for them and what they've built. And that's an example in the community. You guys know my wife and I are so big on healthy relationships and health, because we know that's the foundation of healthy communities, our healthy marriages, to raise healthy children, to grow up and be healthy in the community. So that's where it all starts. But if somebody out there wants to sponsor the youth today, the information, I just shared it on the screen. Sponsorship packages, you can send money to Cash App. For $40, you can feed a player for 2 days. For $100, you can feed a player for the week. And for $200, you can feed 2 players for the week. Is that what that says? It got cut off on the chat, but that's cool. I think that's what it says. Somebody out there has $40 that you're going to spend this holiday season on nonsense, right? And it is what it is, because we all do it. I do it, right?
For sure.
I spent $40. We spent $40 on dinner yesterday, didn't we, honey? My wife, she was like, I ain't cooking. And she was like, it was so, I don't even know, it wasn't even that fancy. It was just like, boom, $40. It was like, what happened? So you could spend $40 and make a difference in a child's life to feed a player. Think about feeding those kids as they're traveling and able to go on that trip. $100 will feed a player for a week, and $200 will feed 2 players for a week. And that's a big deal. And you see what they're asking for. These parents are giving money. There's others who have sponsored and who do things to help out. If you're a business, or you have a business and you'd like to make a sponsorship in your business's name, there's an opportunity, I'm sure, for you guys to do that as well. So talk to us a little bit while we're on it about sponsorships and how you've received some help in the past and how much it means to have these dollars, because it's not just the Florida trip, although that's what we're talking about now. Right. You guys are going up and down to Cleveland. Right. You guys are going other places, other states. Right. How valuable is it when people sponsor?
It's real valuable. Again, dealing with inner city kids, you have a lot of single moms, single parent households. So with that being said, it's tight. And a lot of these moms, they do their best with their babies. Yeah. And, sometimes we got to do, they say it takes a village.
It does. So
a lot of stuff going up and down the road, like you said, to Cleveland for games, and moms just providing snacks for the kids. It costs, especially when you're trying to take care of a household and you're trying to, I want these kids to have the best. Yeah. So it's very important for people to sponsor. Fundraising is also important. Yeah. Nowadays, that's becoming, it's thrown to the wayside. People
really?
Oh, for sure. I remember, I'm pretty sure.
Back in the day, you send a little packet with the kids. They go home and hustle and come back with candles, pepperoni rolls, pretzels, chocolate.
Don't do that no more.
They're like, forget this.
Parents don't want to go through the hassle of taking the kids to get the orders. And,
right.
It's just changed. The game has changed.
Absolutely.
Just like when me and you were kids, we go to door selling candy bars.
Right.
No. I mean, and again, with the way the world is, people taking kids and all types of crazy stuff.
That's a good point.
You can't blame a lot of these parents for not wanting to fundraise, but at the same time, people just have to understand, like, this stuff isn't cheap. Yeah. Taking kids down to Florida for a week, you want to give them the best opportunities. You want them to see things that maybe we never see as kids. Yeah. So you got to kind of provide. And it does take financial. It takes money to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, last year when we went down there, it wasn't cheap at all. But all those kids, those faces and the memories they have, those kids right now still talk about that trip.
That's big.
So
yeah.
Yeah, it's big.
It matters. It matters a lot.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, and if you're watching and you didn't share this broadcast, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Periscope, hit that share the page, share the post. Don't share it to a watch party because you're going to put people in this weird room. I always tell y'all, people are like, I did a watch party. I'll be like, why? We couldn't see them, right? They don't know. Watch parties is cool if you sharing something that was pre-recorded and you want to moderate or do something and you want to have a little discussion, you can do that. But watching this live, please share it to a post. If you haven't shared, again, to the parents out there of youth who are involved, please share it because more eyes on this could bring more sponsorship dollars, which could help your children or other children. It's the least we can do is to spread the word. So somebody out there definitely wants to do it. And I want to let you know that I'll definitely be sponsoring a $200 package to feed 2 kids for the week from Lucas Live Media. And this is something we've been doing for a minute, right?
Sure. You and Corinne have always helped out. I think before even Tim was in the organization.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When I was trying to get helmets and equipment and stuff like that, you helped out then. So for sure, you've been a big contributor. There's been a lot of people in the community who's also helped out with this, and they see the vision. So yeah, I appreciate everybody who appreciates us for trying to be a part of these kids' lives.
Absolutely, and it's an honor. And there's so many things, like I said, we can give our money to. We care a lot about the community, and this is where it starts, right? If we don't help our children, the saying goes, it takes a village to raise the children. It takes a village to raise a kid, and if they don't, they'll burn it down to feel its warmth. So what it's saying is and that's what we see in a lot of inner cities is these kids are fighting each other, killing each other. They're burning down their own communities to feel its warmth because they're so cold and they've been left out in the cold and they don't feel like anybody cares and anybody supports them. So please, you guys, think about it right now. You may be thinking, well, I have bills, I have this, I have that. There's so much uncertainty. There's always been uncertainty. There's always something going on. You're pulling your money together for Christmas, for this or that. This could make this trip could mean so much more than those toys that we all know we buy that stuff for them kids. And by New Year's, that stuff is just sitting around somewhere. They don't
play with the boxes before they play.
I was that kid. I was like, give me a box. My mom was like, I should just buy you boxes. That's all that matters, okay? So let's talk about this weekend, what's coming up.
For sure, championship week.
Championship weekend, ladies and gentlemen, up in Cleveland, under the lights. Let them know if people want to come and support and see what's going on, what's happening this weekend.
Okay, this Saturday, 4:30 p.m., our 11U. Like I said, these are the kids we call the OGs. They've been the ones who started the foundation. They're playing for a state title against Ted Ginn. The Ted
Ginn Academy or something. Is that what it is?
No, it's actually Ted Ginn, football player, the pro football player.
Oh, okay, Ted Ginn Jr.
Ted Ginn Jr.
Okay, right, the son. Okay.
He has his own football organization.
Wow.
My 11-year-olds faced them at Hawkins Prep School in Cleveland, Ohio, at 4:00 on Saturday.
Right.
So that's a big for me because that's my son's team. That's my coach. Yeah. So I'm fired up.
That's big. It's gonna be big. What time is that?
That's 4:30 Saturday, at Hawkins High School, Cleveland, Ohio. And then the zoo. Shout out to the zoo. They battle Shaker Heights Sunday. I'm not sure at the time. And then my 10-year-olds, they play Ginn Academy, also for a state title on a Sunday also.
That's big. I never heard of state titles for youth football.
Yeah.
I mean, or national titles. So help us understand how this goes. You guys go on to the state title. If you lose, can you still have opportunities to go play nationally?
Yes.
Because it's a different tournament.
Yes. Kind of, sort of. The way things happen is due to COVID this year, our league shut down. We were in North Coast Youth Football. That league shut down last year. I had.
So this is a total audible. The whole season is audible.
It's been crazy.
Wow.
It's been a crazy year. But last year I had a crazy squad. Gary Gamble, he was the coach. Was like my brother. He coached the kids.
Shout out to Gary Gamble
for sure. They went down to Florida. They represented, came in third in the nation. Wow. So with that being said,
there was some talent, there was some speed on that team.
For sure.
They got some wheels.
Baby, Mookie.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Stokes and ATP and the track stars. Get the boys moving. Shout out to ATP.
But yeah, they went down there, represented, came in third in the nation. So with that being said, we were able to get an automatic bid since our league shut down.
Okay.
So just for us not to be sitting around, we went to one of our friends, Jack Nicholas. He had a league out of Cleveland. A lot of teams who, league shut down. We went
came together.
Yeah. So we went to his league and we made it happen this year for the kids. So right now we're playing for the state title. So regardless, win or lose, since our normal league, AYFU football shut down, we're still going to nationals for Florida. But
that's a big deal.
I feel like the outcome is that's going to be winning. So.
Okay, I love it. Shout out. They're coming back with championships. They're coming back with trophies this weekend.
Sure.
It's incredible to think. I didn't realize. I knew you guys were playing a lot of away games, right? It was like you guys are in Cleveland, you guys do travel, but it was surprising. Like, man, they're away every weekend. I mean, there were some weekends locally that you guys had, and I was able to check you guys out, but I didn't realize this whole season is a total audible. You guys easily these same kids who already weren't able to go to school the end of last year, sat around all summer trying to find something to do. A lot of the child care centers were closed. Everything was shut down. So these kids are just trying to make it. The parents are trying to make it work. Yeah, they could have come into this fall season and had no football, no development, no coaching, all the things that matter to these young men.
Yeah, for sure.
And you guys were able to. How quickly did you know you were going to make this kind of decision? Or did you ever doubt it? What was it? What was that transition like?
It was hard. We usually start training. We usually go year round. So February rolls around, March rolls around. We're doing indoor training, working out in gyms and stuff like that, working on our speed, doing push-ups, trying to get the kids stronger, just trying to keep them active.
Right.
You know, with the video game era, a lot of kids just want to sit in front and play.
And they'll do that. They may not come back if you don't keep them going.
So we tried to keep an outlet for them during those winter months to do. Well, when COVID hit, we had to shut all that down. So it was a lot of uncertainty if we were even going to have a season. So then we finally got the okay to start back up with practice, and come to find out our league is shut down.
Wow.
So I had to make the decision for us to travel to a couple out-of-state tournaments that were opened up per se. You know, that their COVID release was a little bit better than Ohio's.
Less restrictions.
Right. Yeah. So Indiana, we were able to go there and play. We were able to go to Kentucky to get us some games. And after we did those, the governor kind of opened it up in Ohio. We knew we were going to have a season. Okay. But like I said, our league had shut down. So again, shout out to Jack. He put together a league real quick. Wow. And a lot of teams that were looking for a home and had the same mindset we had, that we wanted the kids to get out the house and still do something, be active. They all jumped in and we all put it together, and you know, we made it happen.
I was at a game over at Crenshaw, and I want to talk about two things. One, Antonio Hall. I want us to talk about that and what that relationship is like. I walked into the gates, and y'all are both standing there talking. I just got done broadcasting the McKinley game the night before because of doors he's opening and things he's doing. And secondly, for you guys, you were also out there asking the parents, telling the parents, put your masks on, back up off the track, whatever the requirements were. You're like, let's not mess this thing up. Let's first talk about Antonio, and then let's talk about how you've helped keep these kids safe so that you haven't had any COVID issues.
First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Antonio. For the past 2 years, he's been a blessing to our organization.
So even before this year, this is his first year.
This is his first year
athletic director.
When he was at St. Thomas Aquinas, he was a blessing out there to us.
Right.
So he's always kind of seen my vision. He's all about the youth. I see big changes in Canton City School of Sports because of him.
Absolutely.
And Coach Watley too. I don't want to leave him out. Those guys were a blessing to us this year.
Awesome.
So, but with Tone, it's just like whenever I need him, he's always there. He always helps us out. He always tries to find a medium to fit us.
What can he do?
Yeah, what can he do? How can I
help? Yeah.
He's always available to me, so he's a big help. So with him this year and last year, I don't know how I made it without him.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. So shout out to Antonio Hall. If you guys don't know, Canton McKinley grew up here in Canton. You know, graduated, went to Kentucky for college, played some pro ball, and now he is the athletic director at 38, 39 years old for Canton City Schools. It's funny because I saw him at the game at Crenshaw, and I'm like, what you doing here? Because I'm thinking he's over Canton McKinley High School sports. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, no, he's over Canton City sports. So he opens up Crenshaw School for you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And opens doors like that. So it's exciting to know that our generation, we're taking our seats.
Oh, for sure.
At the table. We're building things. Barbershops, right? Businesses. Shout out to Legit, who's right across the street. He just here a minute ago.
Just brought my food.
He just brought the food in. He might pop back in any minute. Legit, you're welcome to jump back in as long as you bring plenty of food. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come over here empty-handed. No, just stay outside, brother. You've been on the show. So I'm saying, if you want to bring some food. Oh, you're welcome to come. Shout out to Legit and his business and what he's doing. Shout out again to Antonio and the love and support. Again, Kyle Stone. There's something going on around here. You and I sat in here maybe a month ago when Jits opened up. We were sitting right here and we were talking about this movement going on. What do you see businesses, young Black business men and women in Canton, Ohio, in Stark County? What's happening right now? What do you see?
I think it's just the generation that we came up. We're the '80s babies. We survived through all kinds of stuff. We went through the crack era. We went through a whole bunch of stuff with our parents. You know, we always wanted our kids to be better than what we were. You know what I'm saying? Because of the stuff that we went through. And I think that's all what's going on right now. A lot of us are trying to level up and like, hey, I got to be the change. I got to be that difference maker in my community. And you can see that with a lot of people. Shout out to Kyle Stone, seeing that. And again, like with Antonio, I feel like he's going to be the change, for the community up there. I feel like Coach Watley, I got to give a shout out. I know a lot of McKinley people are going to hate me.
Okay, go ahead.
I got to shout Coach Moore out. My first couple of years
over at Madison.
Oh yeah, he was a blessing too. He always had my back. Again, he's another open line. Whenever I need anything, he's always there for me too. Yeah. He looks out.
Because really, at the end of the day,
it's about the kids.
It's about the kids. We can have a Madison McKinley rivalry. We can have whatever we want. Right. But if our kids are dying, killing each other, dead and in jail, Madison McKinley means nothing.
Nothing at all. And those two guys, like I said, Coach Moore, Coach Watley, Antonio, they see that vision.
Ellery, shout out to Ellery. Moore had you on the radio. Yeah, shout out to Ellery.
For sure. He's a big help too. Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of positive guys in the community. Yeah. I came up under or around at the same age, and they're seeing what I'm trying to do. Right. So they're trying to help out. So I appreciate it a lot.
It's big. It's big. Shout out to everybody out there again. We talking Bulldogs, we talking Tigers, we talking St. Thomas. We're talking people who are just serious about seeing the youth. That's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let anybody tell you. I keep saying this. We create our reality. We have to be careful about what we say. Because for so long, generations said, well, Canton is this and Canton is that and Canton's not this and not that. And I keep telling people with what they're doing with the Hall of Fame alone, there's going to be so many people flooding into our community, bringing dollars, millions and billions of dollars into our community. And outsiders are going to come in and capitalize on it. They're going to build barbershops and build restaurants, and they're going to move their families to Canton, Ohio because of the opportunities. And we're already here. We could be getting the real estate and setting up the shops and starting the restaurants and starting the businesses. Shout out again to G. Bush, what me and my wife are doing, Tyndale Training and Lucas Live Media, Dukes Multimedia, Pristine Steam Wash. Shout out to Aaron Dukes. There's so many businesses doing so many great things and so many people doing so many great things. We can't miss this moment. There's moments where God opens doors, and a lot of times the reason we don't get through the door is because we're too busy complaining about the door over there that we wished had opened, or it didn't open fast enough, or we believe what our parents or some relative told us about. I've been around here a long time. Just know that this is never going to be any different. That is not true. This community is ready for change.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but you get that all the time in any community. I got that when I started the Spartans, from people that were close to me, like, hey, why are you doing this? Ain't nobody going to support you. This ain't going to happen. They're not you're going to get your naysayers, but you just got to tuck your chin and keep rolling.
I love it.
You just got to keep pushing forward. Again, there's been plenty of days when I go home and I'm ready to quit. And, I look at my son, I look at my wife, Brittany, and, I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? I can't, like, I've come from, you've been around me. I've come from being incarcerated. I've come from, different type of situations to where I'm at now. And I want kids to see that. I want kids to see, like, you can screw up in life and still come out as a winner. You just gotta fix your problems. I believe in rehabilitation.
I love that.
I went down and, I got in trouble and I did my time, and I actually thought about the things that were right and wrong, and I tried to change that, and a lot of people need to recognize that, and that's what I did to improve myself.
I think that's an important part of the story, and I appreciate your honesty and openness about it. This show, as you guys know, is about education, motivation, liberation. We want to teach you guys something, educate you on something, be it community issues, be it national issues, be it whatever it is. We've talked about so many things, women's issues, women's rights, so many things we've talked about here on this show, right? So that's education, motivation. We want to motivate you to get your motor going, to get you to move and do something. It's not good enough to know stuff and not do stuff. If you know something, you got to do something. Somebody right now is sitting there thinking, do I have the money to get his sponsorship to do this thing? Or I get paid tomorrow, maybe I will. Make a plan to do it. If you plan to do it, you'll get it done. If you doubt whether you can do it, you'll never do it. So we got to be motivated. And then liberated, we got to be set free. Not just physically, but mentally. So you were in prison, but in your mind, you were processing how you could live free forever. So help us understand that a little bit more. Like, how do you sit in a place where you're locked in and start visualizing freedom? And then what did you do once you got out to stay out? Because that's the hardest thing for a lot of people.
It's an old saying that, you only do 2 days. The day you go in and the day you come out.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't let them lock your mind up. You can't let them trap you. And that's the thing that, I use that. When I was in there, I didn't become a part of everybody else's BS.
Wow.
I stuck to what I had to do. And I envisioned when I got out, what I wanted better for myself. And when I came home, I didn't want to go back to that lifestyle.
You want to go back?
Oh, no, I wasn't going back.
Right.
So, I just wanted to better myself. And then I've always been cutting hair. I've always cut hair since I was 13 years old.
Wow.
And I always felt I had a gift of doing it. So when I got out, I worked a job for a while. And then somehow, some way, Jason Cox, he was an awesome barber from Canton, Ohio. Shout out to him. He knew about BEBC Barber College. They had a barber battle every year. That where guys that you were cutting in the basement and cutting, coming to your house, cutting you at the kitchen table. You know those guys.
Right. That's how everybody
That's how I started.
That's how the best. That's how the best started. Right.
So, I was on that path, and he told me about this battle, and I went up there and, did good in the contest, and he offered me a scholarship to go to school, and it changed my life forever. He's my mentor now, Eric Garrett. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Great dude.
It's big.
Danny Williams, they're two good guys at BEBC, and they really helped me focus on my dreams. And now it's all becoming a reality tomorrow when I open my doors.
That's so crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, from being literally physically locked up, but never letting himself be mentally locked down, to dreaming of more, growing up cutting hair. I remember hearing about you at Burger's Barbershop. Burger used to always say, I'd be like, you got these empty chairs. He'd be like, man, I've been asking Kev if he would, he can cut. He can cut
for years.
Years.
Burger used to be irritated at me. Every time I used to see him, like, man, go to school, get your license.
Right.
Nate Chester, go to school, get your license.
Shout out to both of them.
Those guys used to be on my head all the time about going to get my license, and I just never took it serious. I was too busy doing the wrong thing to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And, I had to realize that. But like I said, I ran into BEBC, and they really helped me focus, and now look. So
it's amazing. It's incredible. Doors open here tomorrow. Clips Barbershop. What's the address here?
2543 Mahoney Road.
2543 Mahoney Road, right across the street from Legit's Boils and Barbecue. I hope I said that right. Shout out to Legit. He's in the comments.
Bring some food over here.
Legit. We see you in the comments, brother. I hope you're over there. We'll give you a few more minutes. We know you're cooking for us. You know what I'm saying? We understand, brother. We understand them greens ain't quite ready yet. It's okay. Take your time, brother. Get it right. But we ready. So shout out to him. Again, shout out to Nate Chester. Chester's Mount Shop. We'll be doing some stuff with them down at their shop. It's right around the corner. Let's talk about that Burger. Shout out to Burger. That's my dude I was at Burger's at his grandma's house, and like the barber chair got the little hydraulic pump. Burger would put more clothes under you on his bed. He'd be like, stand up. And he'd just put more clothes, and you'd be like, all right, man, why am I sitting on this LeBron jersey? He'd be like, don't worry about it, man. Just
get your haircut.
Get your haircut. Don't say nothing. So been doing it since back in the day like that. Let's talk about that in a city where there's now more shops than there have been for a long time. It was like, like Priority, Esquire. It wasn't a lot of black shops, for a long time. And maybe I'm missing some. A shout out to the Bush family. Shout out to Mr. Jones back in the day, Mr. Reed, some of those just barbers that were in it forever, right? Mm-hmm. What is it like when you think about the fact that you guys have love for each other in a community where people will say he's opening up competition? What do you say?
There's always a McDonald's next to Burger King.
Woo. And everybody's eating.
and everybody's
winning.
And they're going to keep opening up. They're going to you can't cut everybody's head. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm busy and he's busy, who's going to cut your hair? So
right.
It's always going to be room for opportunity. Everybody eating this business. This is $1 billion business. It's just we got to capitalize on it, like you said, especially in the Black community.
Yeah.
We just got to start investing money in doing it. I'm not hateful at Nate, what he's doing in his shop, because he's a Black man. He's growing his business.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He's a man. He's growing his business. So burger, same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know personally, like, everybody can eat in this business. So
absolutely.
I don't think it's going to be any beef. I don't think it's any beef when somebody opens up a shop. I just think it's like, hey, it's a new outlet. It's a new place to go.
Yeah.
And, I go sit with Nate to get my haircut. Every time I see Nate, he congratulate me. He shout me out. So it's all love. Burger the same way. So.
I love it. Hey, we got Coach Harrison in the comments. Coach Harrison said he needs a cut, so Coach Harrison got to come down.
Oh, for sure.
We just shouted you out earlier for all the work you've done in this community. He was doing it at Timken when you were there at Timken.
No.
Oh, okay. Take it back. Take it back. Coach Harrison. He was my gym teacher at Hartford. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. You talking about what's up?
I used to be called a stiff every day at gym class at Hartford. So then he was at my basketball coach at Timken. Then after that, he was actually my football coach at Timken too.
Wow.
He coached football at Timken too. So little people know that. But he was a receiver DB coach there for a couple of years. Then he went on and did his thing in basketball. Legend in the city.
Legend. Championships.
For sure. And that's the impact I'm trying to have on these kids. I can remember him as a coach taking us to his house.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Just seeing pictures of him graduating from college, graduating from high school. He owned businesses. He owned nightclubs. He owned stuff. And that was just motivation for me. Like, wow, you're my coach. You can do that. I can one day I can be that. You know what I'm saying? He showed us he cared. And that's what I want to do to these kids. I want to, like I said, when I see you to this day as Coach Harrison, I'm still stiff. So.
It's funny because he wasn't even a coach of mine, and I call him Coach Harrison because of the legacy, because of what he put into the city, because of so many people whose lives I know he impacted, because of the love and respect that I've always had for him. So shout out to Coach Harrison on his retirement. He out there working on that golf game. I know what you're doing.
That's all he's doing.
I seen him. He was like, I'm working on it. Like, you ever think about coming back?
No, never.
He said, no, I'm out here golfing. I'm out here living.
He said, I could just swing these clubs.
I can swing these clubs. I was still competing, but he's doing it a little different. Shout out to Coach Harrison. He said, one thing he pointed out, and I'd like to hear your views on this, is that what became more challenging as a coach was parents and grandparents and people. There was a lot of voices, right? And no disrespect, we understand parents are passionate about their kids. They should be, right? Sure. But it's not easy to have experts in the crowd who don't know all the grind and all the work. And how do you deal with that? How do you navigate parents who are like, my kid should be playing every minute of every game all the time? And you love their kid too, right? Sure. So what's that like?
Okay. This is a sensitive subject, but I mean, we're going to go there.
We're here now. For sure. Right, ladies and gentlemen, share the broadcast. We're here now.
I think a lot of parents need to understand their kids' athletic ability. For one, that's my thing. And that's how coaches were and parents were when we were coming
Absolutely.
up. You know what I'm saying? If I knew my son wasn't that good when we were coming up, I ain't gonna complain. I ain't gonna yell.
But it's good for him to be on his team.
Right, for sure.
Because these are life lessons.
But a lot of these parents now, in a lot of society now, they have this entitlement.
It's society.
I pay my $45. My kid better be playing.
Yeah.
Why am I wasting my money for my kid to do this? So that's the one thing you got to deal with. And then it's just a generation. The parents are getting younger and younger.
Sure.
So their attitude, the mindset, the quick tempers, all that stuff it's real.
It's a part of
it. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta have thick skin when you coach.
Yeah.
Coaching, the easiest place to coach from is the bleachers and the sidelines.
It is. I do that too sometimes. I yell. My son, shout out to my son, little Lucas, my daughter Shanti, my daughter Savannah, to all my kids, Ariana, it's easy to do. I've been that parent because you're so fired up and you know what you know. And you've been watching your kid grow, so you see how good they are compared to how they were when they were 3. For sure. But that doesn't mean they're the top in that class or in that group.
And with football, this is another thing too. We got to worry about the child safety.
Yes.
And that's a big thing that parents don't understand. This is a game that you can get injured. It's a brutal game.
Yes.
And, with a lot of these kids, I can't put them out there if I can't trust them to be prepared. If I can't trust them to pay attention, I don't want them out there because soon as little Johnny gets hurt, now you want to be mad at me.
Yeah, and that hospital bill going to be more than that $45.
For sure.
And yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say to you guys, just because your kid may not be starting or playing as much as you want, It's valuable. Sports are valuable.
Right.
They're life lessons. I tell my kids all the time, I don't care if you, I want you to win. And I always say winning and losing happens on the inside. It happens in your mind. It's like you being locked up, but not locked up.
Right.
You're in a game. You could lose a game. And I've seen you do this with your kids coming off the field. I saw it was your 8U. They took that loss to the team they're playing against this weekend. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Shaker Heights. Yeah.
Shaker Heights. They took that loss, and that team was loud, and they came in. In all respect, they came in chanting, and they were doing their thing. And when your boys was walking off the field, they had their heads down because they ain't used to losing, which is good.
Sure.
That's good that they're not used to losing. But you were like, keep your heads up, shake their hands, keep your heads up.
Sure.
These life lessons will change our kids' lives forever. If our kids can learn that they can take losses, but really take them as lessons and take them as something to grow with and be better with and build on and say, it's okay to lose. We all lose sometime, but I'm going to turn it into a win. I'm going to take it and practice harder and work harder. That's where change is really made.
For sure. But I do want to touch on this. A lot of people say that it's not about winning and winning doesn't matter and this, that, and third, but that's something we got to change in our kids. Winning does matter.
Yeah.
I want to be a winner in life.
Yep.
I want to be a winner at being a husband. I want to be a winner at being a father. So a lot of people got to understand it is about winning sometimes.
Right.
And we got to instill that in our kids.
And what's it take to win?
Right, for sure. Participation trophies and stuff like that killed our kids because, again, entitlement came in.
It did.
My kid played, I paid $45. My kid played 8 games. He needs a trophy. Your kid, the team went 0-8, man.
Right. So you said I got to take that $45 and buy your kid a trophy. We had a lot of expenses.
It don't work like that.
Yeah.
And that's, again, that's where we came from.
Yeah.
That's my generation. That's how I was brought up. And I'm just trying to bring that to the light today because all the stuff we went through, we were thick-skinned, we were able to make it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We were able to overcome it. And a lot of these kids aren't thick-skinned because of that. You know, they don't have that. They can't bear that weight, a lot of that stuff. That's why depression is big with kids. Yeah. Youth suicide is big with kids. Right. Because bullying. We didn't have that many bullies when we were kids. Because why? What did your mom say if somebody put their hands on you?
Right. You go beat them up. You go fight them.
So we teach our kids, hey, to point out bullying instead of how to defend yourself against the bullying. You know, so it's a lot of things in our culture. A lot of things is going on with kids that I'm trying to help parents see the difference, but it's a hard fight. But
that's an interesting conversation, and I like that. And I think that's a good correction about winning because we are what we believe we are. Mm-hmm. And if you believe you're a winner and you're always striving to win and you're striving to do it the right way, we're not saying go cheat, go do something wrong. Work hard in practice, work hard every day, be a student athlete, as you said, start it in the classroom, work hard in the classroom, and get out there and do what you've practiced, do what you've been trained to do. We've been preparing for this all week, all this time.
Sure.
You're ready to win.
For sure.
And if you get behind in the game or in the game of life, don't let it stop you. Don't give up.
We get up, and that's another thing that kids aren't taught. Like if you get down or you get knocked down, get back up, fight. You know, they're losing that will, and you see it all the time, especially coaching in football. Team scores, a lot of kids are like, they score, game's over. Instead of having that fight and that heart to come back and win a game. That just comes from the culture. We got to teach that to our kids. That's why I said winning is important because a lot of our kids need to win. A lot of our kids are losing their life.
Wow.
So we need to help them succeed. We need to help them win. We need to teach them how to win at life and be winner spirit.
I love it. I love it. Shout out to Coach Ryan Montgomery in the comments, always showing love and supporting. Sure. He helped y'all down when y'all were in Kentucky.
Yeah, we went to Kentucky. Yep. Shout out to Coach Montgomery. We were down in Kentucky this year, and he's a head football coach down there at Fern Creek. I want to be, if I'm wrong.
Okay, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I think it's Fern Creek.
Right.
But he looked out for a practice field for us. We didn't have lots of practice. Tournament ball is different from regular league ball. We play a couple games a day, at least 2, maybe 3, some tournaments. Mm-hmm. So in between those breaks, you want to keep the kids warm. Yeah. Before the games, you want to walk through and go through different stuff. You know how it is. You play football. So he was big. He was able to come. He came to all the games. It was raining wet one day. He out there with his umbrella on the sideline. I love it. Just because we were from Kent, he showed that love when we were down there. Open the facilities up, let our kids practice, talk to our kids, taught them how, the same thing, same mentality y'all got. He was putting into them. That's a gym when you got somebody that's came from the city and you got a state, and our kids are like, wow, you're from Canton, you're from where I'm from, and you're down here doing this. So that was big for him. I appreciate that. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Ryan.
Appreciate it. There's so many people we're naming out here who showed love and support. I want to go back through the comments. Corey Beatty, thank you for being here. We see you out here. Jessica Newman, shout out to Ann Lang. Thanks for being here. Again, Tyler, Keisha, Corinne, everybody who's out here, thank you guys. Shout out to my man Mikey Benison in the comments. Shout out to him. Mikey, I don't know what you got cooking, but I see you said you got something cooking. I look forward to hearing what you got cooking. I know you care. It's funny, I hear Mikey talk. He sounds like his son Damir, or Damir sounds like him. Yeah. But they got so much love and so much passion for youth and youth sports, and kids changing around. And so let's, as we think about that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for staying with us here this evening. Thank you guys who have shared the broadcast. If you haven't shared, it's not too late. Share the broadcast. What are you doing? Let me go back and let you guys know how you can sponsor some youth tonight or over the next few days. Sponsorship packages can be sent to Cash App at Ohio Spartan Elite. Any amount will work, right? First and foremost, let's say if you got $20, $10, send it right now. Right now, send that money and say, I just wanted to bless you guys. I just wanted to help. If this is one meal for one kid, whatever it is, I want to help. Please do what you can. If you can do a $40 package, that's going to help feed a kid for 2 days. Out of how many days again will you guys be down?
We're down there from the 5th to the 13th.
Okay, 5th. So they're down there for a week. So if you could get them two days worth of food, that's not just 2 meals, that's 2 days worth of food. They're making that food go. A lot of Little Caesars, I'm guessing. I don't know, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hey, whatever. We're going to feed these kids. They're going to make it happen.
Make sure they belly's full.
Make sure they're nice and full, can play the game. $100 will feed a player for the entire week, and $200 you can feed 2 kids. $400 you can feed 4 kids. $1,000 you can feed 10 kids. Anybody out there, can I get 1,000? Can I get $1,000? Can we get anybody? Somebody out there wants to donate $1,000 and you feel like you need to sow that seed, you want to do that, please somebody do that. We thank you guys for your support on that. Or somebody who may want to do that, a business owner, somebody else who wants to support it. Let's do it. We want to help these youth out right here, right now. So that information is there if you get paid tomorrow and you got to do it tomorrow or next week. When are we going? When is the team going?
We leave December 5th. We take off to get out of here, and we return December 13th.
Okay, so there's time. There will be time, and there will be more time. Maybe today you can make a $20 donation. In a couple of weeks, you can make a $200 donation. Go for it. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You can make it happen. Okay, so let's make sure we do that. We'll shout you out on Lucas Live. You make a donation, let us know. Let me know. We'll shout you out. We appreciate it.
We shout them out on our social media also.
That's big. Yeah, that's big. And it was really cool because over the years when my wife and I were just making donations, and there was times where I was just randomly like, hey, what's the Cash App? What's the thing?
Sure.
It was seasons where I couldn't even make it to a game, but I just knew what was going on.
Right.
I think it's very smart of you guys to work that social media, tell that story, because a lot of times people don't always know what's going on in the city.
Right.
And you said you have a special person behind the social media, behind the scenes with all of it. Talk to us a little bit about being a family man and having a good woman who has your back by your side, helping make this thing happen. He's about to cry, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a second. Breathe. When you got a good one, it makes you gotta catch some air before you talk about him, because it changes your life for real.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure she'll say it wasn't easy. All these years. You can attest. I was in there. But eventually, you just gotta understand who has your back at the end of the day, and she's always been that person for me, regardless of what we've been through.
Yeah.
So it's only right to make that person a person that I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. So, she was a blessing to me, the mother of my kids. Again, regardless of whatever we were going through, she never one time not had my back.
That's big.
Regardless of the situation. So, just realizing that you got somebody like that in your life, it's a big deal. So, and then my kids, just wanting them to have something I never had, a mom and a dad in the same household, especially in this time in the world today. To have my son seeing his mom and dad married, and seeing, you can't say, well, that's your dad. Your dad coming to pick you up tomorrow.
Right.
Not knocking nobody.
But is that their situation? But if we can avoid it.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Not knocking nobody.
Yeah.
I don't want to offend nobody, but what I'm saying is just for a kid to see that.
That's winning.
Yeah, that's
winning.
That's rare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show my kids that and have my kids come up in a different environment, change the narrative in their life. I want them to succeed. I want them to see a successful Black family, mom and dad doing their thing, enjoying life. So that matters. Yeah, that matters for sure.
I love it. We celebrate Black love. We celebrate Black lives, but a lot of times we're not celebrating each other.
For sure.
So one, you and I coming together to celebrate each other matters. Us celebrating what Legit is doing, us celebrating the other barbers around the city, other coaches. You shouted out so many other people that people would say, oh, he shouted out RC. I thought RC had something else going on. Well, he got his thing going on. That's great.
For sure.
Do your thing. He's been doing it, has a legacy in the city.
For sure.
That's awesome, you know.
Sure.
But any great, a legacy is when we have made an impact that makes somebody else want to do something. I hope more people start shows. I don't have a monopoly on shows.
Right, for sure.
Everybody got to go live, but everybody can go live,
For
right?
sure.
So I love it when I see other people doing stuff and doing shows, and I'm honored to be working with the guys, the Omegas here, the local chapter here, and then the Deltas. Shout out to them. Shout out to Krista Allison and Tiffany and all the ladies. You know, you start trying to think of names and they start escaping you. Dog pulling to all the ladies out there, the Delta Sigma Theta Stark County Alumni Chapter. And the work that we're going to do together. That's big. When we are coming together, supporting each other, making a difference. To all the guests that I've had on the show, I just can't even start to name Alec and Corey Miner-Smith and, again, Kyle Stone and all the great people in our community who are doing great things, making a difference. And then all the people across the country. Shout out to Shamika Dean, Dr. E. Shout out to Keena Ferguson, working with Tyler Perry and all the work that she's doing in LA and in Atlanta. Shout out to her for being a supporter of the show and being on the show. Nicole Walters and the work that she's done. Keena and Dave Woods, Sugar Babies Cookies and everything they're doing. Shout out to all these people. I just want to, Henry and Darshan and Zachary, who were just on the show a week ago, HD's place, doing amazing things. They got a new location coming soon. I got to go check it out. I got to come here behind the scenes. I appreciate that.
Sure.
He was in here painting, cleaning. He like, sorry about that. I'm like, you don't have to apologize. You're building something that matters, and it's beautiful in here, ladies and gentlemen. You got to come check it out. They even got the fancy, they got the air blowers. Okay, now back in the day when I was going to the barbershop, when you get done, they brush you off with the little paintbrush or something. I didn't know it was. I didn't know if it was somebody's old toothbrush. That junk hurt. I didn't know what that was. I'm like, stop brushing my neck. I don't know what that is, right? And they clean you up. They take that little piece of toilet paper. I think all they had was toilet paper back in the day. Take that off your neck. They get you out the chair. You're going about your business. You've put some money. You got some TVs, beautiful paint, beautiful flooring. Let us know what can people expect when they come in here, and what's up, what's hanging from the ceiling. I know everybody can't see it.
But. Oh, they're air hoses. So when you get up from getting a haircut, hair it's annoying. It gets all over the place.
Right.
So instead of, like you said, the old school brushing you off with a little brush, you can't clean those. That's not sanitary. You can't clean those brushes.
Okay.
If I brush you off with that brush,
you got my hair DNA. Now you got the next person.
Right.
Dead skin hair.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So we got air hoses. So when we blow, we can blow the hair off you. Touchless, get it off you. Don't worry about it. I just wanted a nice barbershop. I come up in an era where the barbershop mattered. Going to the barbershop, the conversations, especially when you was younger. My single mom, she dropped me off at the barbershop. I'm seeing all these. I'm looking up.
Then you're like, this is real. This is like a chance.
Right. So that. It was a staple in the community, and that's what I wanted to have. But I just wanted to have a nice shop. I wanted to have something that was real, kind of upscale. Different, different places like Atlanta, they're doing different things. You come in, you get a hair wash, get your hair cut, you get the hot steam towel, you get all that stuff. Razor. I want that type of barbershop.
Okay, is that what we can expect in here?
Sure.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, I like that. He was throwing it out there. I was like, we got to go to Atlanta, brother. I mean, what? You gonna do it or not? What's gonna happen? So. That's
what you get from when you come to Clips. Right. The full 100% service.
I love it. The whole 100%, 360. Get your whole life together, ladies. Send your man and kids, right? I can imagine.
For sure.
You got a lot of young people, a lot of parents who trust you, who now have a place where they know they can come. And shout out to all the other barbers because they do a great job with kids as well out there. But this is special. They can come to Coach and some other barbers. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap this thing up in just a minute. But tell us. Who else is going to be cutting in the shop? And how did you go about starting a barber shop that's opening tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen? I just want us to end with you guys understanding this is another – Ohio Spartan Elite is a whole business, a whole thing of its own. And now you're starting a whole new business. Help us understand the vision behind it and, again, what people can expect when they come in.
I just wanted, like I said, there was a couple of guys in here who I've cut that I've been cutting for years. They came in here and said, remember when I was carrying my clippers in Walmart bag, showing them at your house. You know what I'm saying?
The Walmart bag was ripping because the clippers was cutting through it. Yeah.
I'm dropping guards, losing them.
Right.
And now they're like, wow, you you made it happen. You got a shop, you got your license, you got everything together, and that's it's just a testament to what you can do as a person if you just keep striving for greatness. One thing I learned at BBC Barber Colleges, it's too easy to be great because everybody ain't trying.
So true.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's trying to get to the top. So it's very few people.
It's a lot of people that ain't shooting jumpers in the gym.
People don't know.
They ain't shooting jumpers in the gym. You just got to get in the gym and keep shooting.
Right.
Eventually, you're gonna make some baskets. You're gonna make some plays, and it's gonna happen. And that's what I just focused on. Just trying to better myself, and I finally got there. Finally was able to do this, and it's a dream come true. Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's big, ladies and gentlemen. You guys can not only see us, you can see the camera. You might not notice there's a mirror behind us. You might have seen it. This is behind the scenes. You see lighting and other stuff. You can kind of get a picture of it. There's a nice waiting area over here as well for people to wait. Nice big windows to look out and see the cars coming by. If you need some food while you wait, you're not gonna get any better food.
Yeah. Right. Shout out to you asked what other barbers is in here. Yeah. Right now it's Dante McCullum.
Okay.
Guy, He's a basketball star at Kent McKinney. Just graduated from barber school, about to get his license. So he's in here cutting. Real nice barber. I plan on getting a couple of other guys in here. One of my guys, his name is David Roden.
Okay.
He went to barber school with me. One of my friends, one of my good friends in there. He's real nice with the Clippers. I'll get him in here. I'm also looking for a stylist. If any stylists want to come in here, braiders, beauticians, I'm looking for one of those.
All right. Try to do a little extra. So let him know. Now you got to vet you, make sure they're the right fit for the shop.
For sure.
Got to make sure you got the right, because that's important. It's a blend, right? It's a team thing.
For sure.
You want to build a family.
For sure.
For your business. So, but if you're interested, definitely reach out to Kev, reach out to a House Spartan Elite if you guys want to support. If you guys are followers of Lucas Live Media. If you're not following Lucas Live Media, and you've gotten to the show today because somebody shared, please go like and follow Lucas Live Media here on Facebook, YouTube. Check me out at Lucas Tyndale on LinkedIn and Periscope, Twitter. Please, please, please continue to support what we're doing here as we continue to support great people who are doing things in the community. Kev, my donation will be on its way via Cash App. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make a donation, please do so. We've had a lot of fun here today. We had a little music going earlier. Let's get the music going as we ride out. It's been a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen, being live on set, live on scene. We'll check you guys out again next week. We'll let you guys know what's going on. I got a couple other people I'm trying to chase down. Kyle Stone, I'm looking for you. We're going to have you back on the show. Shout out to him and what he's doing. Many others we're going to have on. Ryan Montgomery, look forward to connecting with you. So many others who we're going to bring on for you guys. Continue to bring good content, education, motivation, liberation, my man. It's a pleasure. Appreciate you, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the barbershop. Clips Barbershop. Make sure you check them out. They're opening tomorrow. Go check out Legit while you're in the neighborhood. Continue to support Lucas Live Media. Support these young children, these young men. Ohio Spartan Elite. Support Dukes Multimedia. She continues to help people put on podcasts, shows, whatever you want to do. She can help you make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Everybody, thank you guys so much. Everybody have a great night.